We're so ready for fair elections, aren't we? And yet I know, like many of you, and especially me, I'm worried about tomorrow. Who's worried about tomorrow? And these bastards back there don't want us talking about stolen elections. Well, it doesn't matter what they attempt tomorrow because we're going to show up like our lives depend on it. And there's not a darn thing that Katie Hobbs can screw up tomorrow to make our win any less significant because we're going to win tomorrow. We're going to vote tomorrow. And we are going to take Arizona back.
Yeah, that's interesting. Those bastards don't want us to talk about stolen elections. Guess what? I got bad news for you, Carrie. Even the cyberpunks came out to your state trying to rig it, and they couldn't do it. So you're so sad they stole your election. Maybe you should talk to the county commissioners of Maricopa County because they said it was all bullshit what you're saying. Republicans, Carrie, senators that ran it, they said it was all bullshit, Carrie. But you're so sad. Oh, I must prepare because if I lose to a woman who didn't even debate me, I better say the election was rigged because that would mean I'm a really terrible, frightening candidate. I just wonder, Carrie, how does one go for saying hope and change?
Yeah, she
and
voted
being
for Obama.
a Barack Obama supporter. Hope and change.
Loved him.
They're becoming an election denier. It's like
and she was one of those bastards.
Those bastards in the back. Oh, wait, that I was when I was a Barack Obama supporter. Hope and change is now so worried that she may lose to a woman who didn't even debate her. What's her name? Katie Hobbs?
Mm-hmm.
Hobbs, yeah.
Did she even campaign? She's scared of her shadow.
She held events.
They're going to take her to Pennsylvania, like on February the 2nd, and if Katie Hobbs doesn't see her shadow, what do we have, another 6 weeks of winter? Like, I've never seen anybody more afraid to campaign than Katie Hobbs. But Carrie Lake fears that she may lose. And if she loses, as she's pulled from the stage,
such brutal
she
acting.
wants to grab the curtains of democracy and take it down with her. She was so... Could you feel her? She was so hurt.
Wow.
Despite the fact that the Republican county commissioners in Maricopa County said you can count this as many times as you'd like. Oh, you want another recount? Okay, we'll do another recount.
How many do you want?
The Senate says, you want another recount? We'll do another recount. They do what, 3, 4, 5 recounts in Arizona? Joe Biden keeps winning. And finally, somebody says, let's call the cyberpunks. And those nerds go out. I think there may be bamboo in the ballots. Let's check and see if China sent bamboo. And as Willie said, they were going to lick the ballot.
Got to taste them.
Yeah. And if they got a splinter in their tongue from the bamboo from China, then it was rigged. Now, I got to say, I don't know, maybe that's good acting in local news. I don't know. Maybe that works. It wasn't really good. I've seen a lot of anchors that could act better than that. And yet she's talking about, again, telling us right now, if she doesn't win, then she's going to try to take democracy down with her in the state of Arizona and challenge the elections. This is where we are. Right. These quaint concepts of free and fair elections, peaceful transitions, Madisonian democracy, all the things. Well, and my God, even the Constitution itself, the Supremacy Clause. She says she's going to send Arizona sheriffs to the border to arrest FBI agents. You do that, Carrie. You do that. Let's see who wins that, right? Like, you may have to actually follow the law. And I will say, Willie, When Democrats say we must win every election or democracy is at risk, it bothers me. It bothers me because sometimes people are just voting their wallet. Sometimes people are just voting about high prices at the gas station. Sometimes people are just voting high gasoline prices. Sometimes people are just voting for things that matter to them. They're not voting on an existential decision on democracy. Arizona, though, is one of those races, a handful of races where there is a lot on the line because we have somebody openly saying she will not respect the will of the voters. She will not respect Madisonian democracy if she does not win. That is a danger for the people of Arizona. It ultimately becomes a danger for the people of the United States of America if she is the governor when we're counting votes in 2024. And there may be an outcome that maybe Kerry doesn't like.
Yeah, and she's not alone. The Secretary of State, Mark Finchem, running there, has said the same thing. He said, I'm not going to necessarily respect the results of the 2024 presidential election. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Blake Masters running for the Senate, though he would have a little bit less say. But on the state level, you've got an entire slate of Republicans who are election deniers. That's just a statement of fact.
Right.
If they win, and it's 10,000 votes again in 2024 like it was in 2020, that's a different outcome. We should also point out those recounts, Joe, in Arizona.
Yeah.
The many, many recounts turned up more votes for Joe Biden after millions of dollars spent, after conspiracy theorists based in Florida, the cyber ninjas, were flown in and given access to machines and ballots. More votes for Joe Biden were found than for Donald Trump after all that.
And Republican officials, Mike, one after another in the state of Arizona was like, come on, guys. Come on. This was a fair and free election. Yeah. We counted it up right. Like, come on. Move along. Move along. And even again, the cyberpunks, they find more votes for Joe Biden at the end. And you still have election deniers here. Again, people who they don't think the rules apply. Remember, I was talking about gravity applying. They don't think gravity applies anymore. They don't believe in the rules of gravity, that they can do whatever they want. They can fly above the rules that everybody else has to fly above. They can float above the rules that every elected leader has had to live by for 240 years in this great constitutional republic.
You know, what we've been talking about here, what you've been talking about here largely for the past 3 or 4 minutes, I think is the substance of what has so altered the political landscape of the United States of America. We just saw a performance by an actress, not a candidate, an actress.
Not a good one, but an
Kerry
actress
Lake.
all the same, yeah.
And she's good enough for the stage of Arizona. But if you look at the landscape of American politics, and you look at what Kerry Lake said, and you look what the Secretary of State Finchem says, that they're not going to, accept the vote unless they win, you wonder why it's such an issue out there with people, ordinary people. They are sick of all of this. Why? Because people like Kerry Lake and too many Republicans and all the election deniers who have run in the past and who are on the ballot today.
Yeah.
This has been going on for 6 straight years. There's been no let-up in the assault on our senses from the former president of the United States, the other guy, who continues still doing it every day. He makes the news every day with his lies and his hysteria and his insults and his lack of common sense and lack of civility. Every day we put him on TV. Every day for 6 years. Think about what that does to your senses.
Well, it's a fascist cult is what this is how it happens. And everybody who studies fascism can mark the beginning of this to this moment now.
It is indeed. You're right. But what it does is it deadens the senses of the average human being.
Every shocking moment that has gone by, America has become less sensitized. And you know what? There are people who are victims of this cult. I will not hold them responsible. I don't understand Christians. I really don't. I don't understand what's happened to Christians.
Wait. You mean Christian nationalists?
I don't understand Christians who are out there, you know, yay, Paul Pelosi got hit, let's make fun of him. I don't understand how they can do it.
Right. I'm just focusing. You don't understand Christian nationalists who have become ensnarled in this cult.
I don't understand it at all, and how they can even use the word Christian. But Elise, for Kari Lake, what's, I think, the most triggering about a candidate like Kari Lake is that she knows what she's doing. She absolutely
the Barack Obama
knows
supporter.
That she is, for her, for anything she gains, she hurts democracy.
And what's so stunning, though, is to watch Democrats just cede to Kari Lake without even a fight. You have an opponent who won't even debate her. And so Kari Lake gets up, she spews all of that just absolute nonsense. Where is her opponent saying, this is bullshit? And coming out forcefully. This is someone who's calling the media bastards, and she accepted her paycheck from a media enterprise for decades.
Decades. Hope and change, baby. Hope and change. But you are right, though. So if we are to believe that Kari Lake may be the greatest looming threat to American democracy of all the candidates that are on the ballot this year, then why do the Democrats just sit back? Why do they nominate somebody who's afraid to debate her?
And not counter the message.
Yeah.
Because it's out there. There's this idea, oh, don't dignify it. But if you just keep silent, then you're... Yeah, exactly, right?
Like it's... All you had... Look, the only thing she had to do was get on that stage with Kari Lake. And every time Kari Lake opened her mouth, you turn, you look at her, and you go, and that's why you're unqualified to be governor, and make your point. Every word. This is not a hard debate, Joe, to have.
Well, and by the way, again, I don't have all, I can't remember, but just let's just say, that's why the 4 Republican county commissioners in Maricopa County said what you're saying is a lie. That's why the state senator of da-da-da said what you're saying is a lie. That's why the 3 recounts da-da-da prove that you're a liar. That's why. And just
Kari Lake is a liar.
If she's afraid, if Katie Hobbs is afraid of her shadow, then just write it down here, and when she starts lying, people don't care. Just read it. She goes, I'm not really good on TV, but look, I can read. And then she just reads it. But where has she been?